I knew this wasn't going to end well, but I didn't think it would end quite as bad as this. Right guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about this little thing. Well, it's not really actually that little. So this is the HOLYSTONE 720. I don't know if there's an E version as well, but this is the 720. So basically, yeah, it's like a kind of Mavic-y, DJI Mavic-y looking type drone. And I've had a little bit of experience playing around testing this thing out over the last week or so. So HOLYSTONE sent me this so that I could do a review on it, and that's what we're going to do. So if we hop onto their website, you can see you get the drone, you get the controller, you get a nice box to put it in, a charger, everything that you need to get going straight away. It's $260 on this page. With the discount codes and stuff below on Amazon UK, you can actually get it for 225 quid at the moment. So that's not a bad, seems like not a bad deal for a 4K drone. So this has got a 4K camera, some sort of stabilization as well. It's got GPS, so it will obviously try and hold its position. It's, you know, fairly easy to use. It's supposed to, it says 26 minutes flight time, brushless obviously, follow me mode. I don't know anything about that. And it kind of all folds up into one like kind of compact unit, a bit like your Mavic. This isn't the Mavic, but it basically folds up like that. If you saw this from a distance, you probably think this was actually like a DJI drone. It's pretty smart really. Got a couple of sensors underneath. There is a light as well. There's one camera underneath for, like, I guess that's for when it's trying to, you know, come home. And then you've actually got some LED lights on the bottom and everything else. So when I got this, I stuck an SD card in it and fired it all up, got it ready to go. First thing I come across was an issue with the phone, my phone, which is quite a big Galaxy Note, not actually fitting on the remote controller thing. It was a bit of a pain because the antennas on this thing actually kind of, you know, need to be out and need to be in open air, and this with the phone on top of it, even if you had a smaller phone, it's not going to work because you've got this kind of like contraption here which you put your phone in, and it's just going to shield these antennas. So that's not really a good design. So I didn't even bother testing it like that. I just had the phone on the side on the table. Fortunately, I had a table where I was flying, so I could just do that. But yeah, that needs a bit of thinking about, I think. Also, this controller, I noticed as well, this controller runs on AA batteries. So again, it's cheaper drone, so probably cut a bit of cost by not putting a LiPo battery in the actual controller. But you know, it's fine. It works. It works on. I've got these Eneloop Pro 25 mAh batteries in here, and it seems to work fine. Of course, you know, it doesn't, you know, show full battery because nickel metal hydride batteries are a little bit lower voltage. So anyway, that's something to bear in mind. If you suddenly lost power on this, you know, maybe that could be a problem. So anyway, getting the thing ready for flight, the first thing I did was obviously turn it all on, turn the controller on, turn the drone on itself, and then you have to do a calibration. So you kind of rotate it that way and then like that way, and then you'll actually get it to arm. There's a little icon on the remote that shows that it's actually been the compass has been calibrated. So that's important. It won't do anything until that you've done that. So check the instruction manual, or check, there's videos about this online, but that's how to do it. I was sitting there scratching my head for a little bit first of all because it just wasn't taking off and all the lights were flashing. But you have to do that calibration. I haven't had to do it since, so I think it's just once. You do it once. If you go to another location and it's got crazy magnetic interference, you probably have to do it again. But anyway, so I've got it set up, and then as soon as you turn the drone on, it actually creates a Wi-Fi hotspot that you can connect to on your phone. So then you can use the Ophelia Go app to basically see the information from the drone, like battery level, telemetry, all the stuff, control the camera. It's quite a good app actually. It's not a bad one, and also take pictures, start video, all of that stuff. So that's what you have to do. Pretty simple to set up and get going, and then you'll see the video feed in the phone. it's all ready to go. First flight, take off, and for some reason it wouldn't go further than a few meters away from me, and I was thinking this is a bit strange, but it wasn't like it was kind of like restricting it in all axes. It literally just didn't, the rudder wasn't working, so like you couldn't yaw the quadcopter. It would allow you to kind of get to a certain point, and then it would almost only let you drift left and right. You couldn't yaw. Kind of weird. So I thought this is a bit odd. It doesn't seem like a kind of distance limitation, but it turns out it was a distance limitation that's set in the software. So as standard, it's set to about 15 meters distance, which is probably fine, you know, for kind of testing if you're starting out. And also you've got to watch your local regulations as well about how far you can fly line of sight these days. Anyway, so that was easily fixable. Bob just banging them as high as they can go, but maybe not the return to home one, because you don't want it going really high and coming back. You equally don't want it banging into a tree on the way back, but find a good balance. So time for a little hoon around. It flies pretty well, kind of what you'd expect for this sort of level drone. It's got some stabilization, and it's got some you know, some of the bells and whistles that you will help you if you're starting to fly these things, or just want a camera drone that you can push around the sky. One thing I will say is I'm showing you this this capture of my phone screen, which is obviously not a very high quality downlink from the drone. I mean, it's not bad for what it is over Wi-Fi, but I did actually record this onto the SD card. You can see right at the top there's a little top right, there's a little red counter there, but no files at the end of it were on the SD card, so that was a little bit of a problem. I contacted HOLYSTONE about this, and they said that you need to have an SD card in there which you can format to FAT32, so anything over a 32 gigabyte card, I think, you can't format to FAT32. So I've recently tested this with a FAT32 16 gig card, and I can confirm it does record. So if you're having trouble with the SD card not recording any footage, super annoying, but that is how you do it. So you can kind of get a bit of an FPV experience. Well, not really, but you know, you can kind of get a feedback from the drone like this. And there's absolutely zero stabilization on this feed. As you can see, it looks like all over the place. You know, don't fly badly. The props are in view, which could be an issue, but you know, it's reasonable. It's reasonable for what it is. It's quite fast as well. I realised that it was actually on sport mode, or the fast mode of the two, by default. So when I tried to make it faster, I couldn't. But anyway, it's not bad at all. Flight performance. So next up, we were going to try and test return to home. So we just kind of go out a little bit. There's a return to home button on there. Just hit that, and starts coming back. You can see on the little Google Map thing on the bottom left, it shows you where you are as well in relation to everywhere else. So it's kind of like very similar to the DJI stuff. And then it's just starting to descend. And I found it was actually quite accurate. It did actually log quite an accurate location on takeoff, and then obviously it's using a little camera to kind of identify where it's coming back to, and it pretty much landed, you know, within a few feet of where it took off, so it's pretty good. So I was kind of flying around for a bit and messing around and you know, trying to see how long flight time I'd actually get. I can't recall exactly how long it was because I didn't get any SD card kind of recording footage, but then all of a sudden it just kind of fell out the sky. I think what happens is you know, you get a warning obviously, and then you obviously got to return to home. It does give you a warning ahead of time if you're, you know, further out than maybe you are to get back with the amount of battery you've got left. But what seemed to happen was it entered the last phase and just started descending rapidly. You know, some other drones kind of just will stop and then descend properly and do an auto landing, but this kind of does like a kind of bodged version of that. So it landed upside down with all feet in the air, and there was nothing wrong with it. It's fine. I mean, it's not a light drone. This, I mean, you know, it's not. It's about 400 grams, I think, around that level. I'll look up the exact weight, but yeah, you know, you don't want that falling out of the sky. So as soon as it sort of says yellow battery warning, probably just land the thing, get it back, because it's going to go down. So yeah, it's still going, it's still in one piece and it's not broken. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to show you a bit of the footage captured from the actual SD card. Now I've got it working. The battery charger, I've just been recharging this. So this is the charger, that's the charger. It fits in very strange, like this kind of, you know, system. It kind of mates with those terminals, so you've got connectors on little pins there, and then it kind of lines up to that. So you do get the ability to do to charge 2 batteries if you've got 2 batteries, and then these are like, it says 7.4 volts, 2800 milliamp hour. Quite a nice little compact battery. Yeah, and that's quite lightweight. So I think it's a LiPo, it must be a lithium polymer. Yeah, so I'm going to whack this in the drone and try flying it around the studio. No, wrong way. So yeah, there is a way of getting these out. A right way and a wrong way. Right, have I got an SD card in there? Yeah. Right. This is probably going to be a really bad idea. Right, yeah. So you got to press this unlock button, and that starts the propellers, and you're good to go. Oh, cool. Right, let's try flying this. Can I move that gimbal down? Oh, God. Yeah. Oh. It's very sensitive. It's very hard to fly this, like. Going to crash into my TV. Whoa! Oh my God. I knew this wasn't going to end well, but I didn't think it would end quite as bad as this. Oh my God. Yeah, so anyway, it just, I don't know what happened there. It's yeah, I mean, I can do FPV around here, but I can't fly that. Anyway guys, I hope you've enjoyed this one. I better clear out now.